Hello, America, and welcome back to another episode of the Hear Me Tell It, the life and times of Jerry Daniels. When you've had your daily dose of today's craziness, dealing with all them Karens out there, ride shotgun with old JD as he goes back and recounts the life and times of growing up in the South during the 60s and 70s. I believe we were called baby boomers. Stories that you will say, yep, I done that, but I ain't gonna tell my kids, and I ain't never told my spouse. But whatever the truth be, it will be this, to hear me tell it. Well, good morning, folks, and welcome to another episode of To Hear Me Tell It. As always, I'd like to start with saying, well, not always. Today, I'd like to start with saying two things. And one is, I want to say thank you for those who listen and watch. I appreciate it. Make sure you share it with other people. Number two is, I'm sorry. Today is Thursday. I didn't do a video yesterday. I didn't have time. I was overcome. That's what we used to say in the Navy. I was overcome by events. What does that mean? Well, what it means is I've got a new challenge, but hopefully that will be over with today. And let me tell you, I'll tell you about that in a minute. It involves the chickens. But yesterday morning was grossly consumed with a whole bunch of stuff. And then a previous co-worker, colleague, employer called me and was in a bind and said, hey, can you help me out? And needed to deliver a part over to a place that I went to yesterday. I'd never been there before. I don't think I'd been there before. But I drove a part yesterday over to Cottonton, Alabama. By God, Cottonton, Alabama. So I drove a part over there and then came back. And it was about 8 o'clock when I got home. And then I had to take care of the chickens again. All right, so I apologize. I know I've tried to do these every Wednesday and I failed, and I owe y'all I'm sorry. How about that? Boy, we've got some good weather. We've had some great weather. Looking forward to fall in full swing. I noticed when I was driving down south yesterday, south of here, I noticed all the goldenrod is blooming, and I bet the beekeepers down there are just loving it because goldenrod makes good honey. Makes the hives smell funny like sweaty socks. But goldenrod is a good bounty of nectar for the bees to make honey in the fall. And those who live south of us are very fortunate because y'all get to enjoy that where the folks up here don't have that kind of goldenrod. We don't have it like y'all have it down south. So good on y'all. All right. So today is the 18th of September. My, how time flies. And it does. As we get older, man, it is literally you got to damn wear a crash helmet every day and a safety harness just because time's moving so fast. Coffee break. See, I'm just an amateur, so I don't have to say, well, let me mention this sponsor. I don't have any sponsors. Don't want any. So it is Thursday. Laura's out of town. She's been out of town. So I've been a bachelor since last week, and I'll be a bachelor for another week. What does that mean? It means a couple of things. I'm going to tell you all what it means. And this is on my little list down here to talk about. That whenever I'm back to being a bachelor, first of all, I'm full 100%. I'm independent, man. I love my wife. We've been married 38 plus years. I love her very much. I adore her. I admire her. But I'm just not one of those, and I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I'm not one of those, okay? I'm not one of those. There are some that are, and that's fine, and that works for them. But I'm not one of them husbands that's clingy and needy. I don't need all that. So when Laura takes off, I just adapt and overcome. And what does that adapt mean? It means that, and it means, in a household, I will get back to this, but a household, what I call a functioning household, and it's functioning in my opinion. Doesn't mean anybody doesn't believe in this and doesn't do it. Doesn't mean you're dysfunctional. It just means that it functions for us. When I say functional, it functions for me and Laura. We have certain duties and responsibilities and obligations and responsibilities. She handles some things and I handle other things. Because Laura Daniels does not go outside, and she can't, but she doesn't. I mean, we're both 63 now, but Laura Daniels don't get up and go outside. She don't pull weeds. She don't do the yard work per se. She may water the flower beds and sometimes, but but anyway, she that's just what she does. But she does a lot inside the house. I mean, she's the one that does all the. Not that I'm not dirty, and not that I don't do it. It's just that's what she does. She's the one that manages all the linens and the closets and the washing and the drying and all that, and probably 75% of meal preparations and grocery buying and paying the bills and stuff like that. It's not that I can't do it or don't want to do it. It's just that I don't do that part, and she don't do my part. She don't check the air in the tires. She doesn't change the oil. She doesn't change the batteries in a lot of the ring cameras or trim bushes and shrubs, or, she doesn't do anything with the chickens. Of course, she told me that. She goes, I ain't doing nothing with chickens anyway. And I get it. That's just not, and she's not the fixer. She doesn't do all that stuff. And she doesn't get deep into the heavy part of investments and financing and all that. That's stuff that I do. So that's just the way we roll. So, anyway, so she's gone. So, there are certain things that I need to pick up and assume because she's gone. So now I'm the one who's doing the vacuuming and the cleaning and laundry and the litter box. I take care of the litter box and all that stuff, feed Simba and all that. So now I got all that on my platter. So I'm a little bit busier. It's not that I can't do it. It's just I'm busier. I got stuff to do because my partner's out of town. My soulmate's out of town. So she's off with her mama and her sister. They were in Vermont for the last 3 days, and it's beautiful up there. And it's a shame that Vermont's so damn liberal because it's a pretty state, and Maine's a pretty state, but it's so frickin' liberal. And all these damn Somalis have moved into a large part up there, and I'm not Islamophobe or whatever these titles and phrases or whatever names that the liberals put on conservatives when we talk about the truth. But there's a lot of them there, and no matter what it is, when you have an influx of illegal immigrants or any immigrants, doesn't matter if they're illegal, but when you have a large flux of immigrants, they bring a different culture. And if the culture is not going to assimilate and blend in, and I mean, this is America. They're not going to adapt the ways of our culture. Then guess what? There's a clash of cultures, and a lot of those folks that do migrate, in particular those of the Muslim culture, a lot of them come here. They don't work. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Most of them don't work. So, anyways, they're up there in Vermont, and I digress. I'm sorry, but that's just, it is what it is. So, I've been busy, and Laura's gone, and all that kind of stuff. I was going to mention this too. So, the fact that Laura's gone, this is what I've noticed: we generate less trash. So, obviously, there's only one of us here. So, our trash accumulation is probably dropped by 80%, which begs the question, where does that 80% come from just because she's here? I don't know. I don't know the answer, but I notice something. So there's a lot of freaking trash that's not here. So I don't know. I don't have an answer. I don't go digging through the trash cans to see where all that stuff comes from, but I just know I don't have as much. Also noticed that and when she's gone, the dishwasher never runs. Because I guess I got this from Bob Daniels, but after I eat, I wash the dishes. That's just what I do. I mean, and I clean as I go. And by the time I'm done eating, within 3 to 5 minutes after I'm done, there's nothing dirty. I clean it all and I put it up. I put it away. I don't know. It's the way I am. It's the way I'm programmed. So the strainer isn't full and the dishwasher never runs. And it will not run until she gets back. And that's just, again, I think I could, because I've been a bachelor before. I've been a bachelor several times. But I got something in my eye. I'm sorry. But I one time had to get by with one pot, one pan, probably 2 glasses, maybe 3, a couple of forks, a couple of knives, and that was it. Yep, I've lived on some hard times, brother. Let me tell you. I done told y'all one time on one of my other podcasts. If you eat mustard sandwiches for like 7 days straight in a row, you'll clean yourself out. I guarantee you. All right. So Laura's gone and she's enjoying herself, and she'll be back very soon. So, all right. So I told you I was going to talk about the chicken thing. So, and I'm gonna post a video. There will be a video. I've already got it saved, but it's not. I can't point to it or tell you, oh, it's going to be right here, but it'll be over here. But anyway, and I'm going to cover the whole screen with a video, because the chickens. Well, let me back up. The chickens are doing great. I got 12. I still got 12. And they were really ramping up. And last week, man, it was like, boom, 10 this day, boom, 10 that day. I think I got one that's just firing blanks. I think I have one Australorp that's just a dud. I can't figure out which one it is yet because they look so damn similar. But I think I got one that's a dud. But they're all ramped up, and they're, for the most part, and chicken lays an egg every 24 to 26 hours. So I got a text message. I'm trying to think what day it was. I forgot, y'all. Well, I guess I could look on my phone, couldn't I? I guess I could. Let me see. Y'all hang with me. Here we go. Monday. So Monday this week, I received a text message from a friend, and she said, Jerry, I've got a friend. That's what she told me. She goes, Jerry, I got a friend, and she needs help. And she's a homesteader. She's got chickens, but a bear has just devastated her chickens. And that a black bear, I guess, because it's in North Georgia, but a bear has killed over 30 of her chickens, and she only has 3 laying hens left and a rooster. Can you help her? And I thought, good gracious alive, man, that's terrible. So she sent me this person's information. I keep rubbing my head, y'all. I feel like I got a piece of hair hanging right here, and it's driving me absolutely insane. That's the thing about my podcast. I can do what the hell I want, but I feel like I got a piece of hair. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I don't know. So, the young, she gave me the young lady's contact information, and before I could reach out to her, she reached out to me, and she goes, "Hey, my name is, and Miss So and So told you about this, and and I got 3 chickens that I really need to rehome immediately because the bear will kill them." And I thought, dang, man. So I reached out to her and talked to her, and I said, "Hey, man," her name's Kat. I said, "Hey, Kat, what's going on, man?" So she told me the story about the bear and all that kind of stuff, and I said, "Yeah, I'll come run out there. I'm sorry." She sounded devastated, and rightly so. So I get in my truck and I drive out there. They got a little homestead place, and you could see the destruction. The bear had just tore the fence and tore into their chicken coop and all this kind of stuff. And their stuff is, I'm not slighting them. They're just getting started. They're a lot younger. We do with what we got. How about that? So she showed me all the destruction, and I thought, damn. I said, "Really, that bear's in runoff with 30 of your chickens?" She goes, "Yep." I said, "You sure it's not a coyote?" She goes, "No, it's a bear. We've seen it." I said, "Okay." So anyway, so I said, "Yeah." So she had caught the 3 remaining ones and put them in a little pen, and I brought my cage with me, and I put her chickens in there. And one is looks like a black Australorp, but it's got some hint of red on her chest. So, but it looks like an Australorp to me. One of them is an Easter egger, and she is huge. That's a big damn bird. And the other one's a smaller hen, and it's a cream leghorn or something like that. I don't know. Got the wild hairdo going on. So I gathered them 3 up, and she said, "I don't know where the rooster is. The rooster's run off. Probably, anyway, so I brought them 3 home, and I did the right thing before I even put them anywhere. I kept them out in front of the house, in the back of the truck, in the cage, and then I gave them a thorough inspection. I inspect their feet, their legs, and their vent, their asshole, and flip them upside down. If you flip a chicken upside down and just hold them real firm and just hold them upside down, they really calm down. They don't fight. So and then you can get in there and check their booty hole. And I did, and I looked at it, and it was venting. It's almost like they breathe out of it. So I checked it out real good, looking for parasites, any worms hanging out the ass, and then look for mites. And I didn't see any. I thought, okay, they're okay that I can see, unless they got some kind of respiratory disease or something. And they free range, and I could tell she had clipped their wings, so their wings have been clipped. So these birds are not going to fly, nothing like mine. So I put them in the pen and then put them back in the cage and took them around. And then, so since Monday, I've been trying to integrate these 3 with my 12. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, it can be a bloodbath and fight. Good Lord. So, but the good news is I got a buddy that's coming to get them 3 hens, because I don't need any more. My coop and my pen is not big enough. There's a lot of stress when you have too many chickens in a small area. And I'm at the max. I don't want no more chickens in my space. So, and they've cost in the last, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, now today's Thursday, the laying has gone down to less than 50%. They're laying them on the ground. This morning, before I could even stop them, one of my golden comets, they lay beautiful eggs. She just laid it on the ground because there's so much stress and turmoil and changes. And before I could stop them, they attacked it. They busted the egg, and they started eating it, which is never good. I thought, son of a gun. I got one of my Rhode Island Reds. She's laid an egg 4 straight mornings in a row on the ground, not up in the nest. So I got to get things back on an even keel, and it's driving me and them crazy. So they'll be gone. And then the three Australorps that I do have, I don't know, and it's happened before. But on their backs, on both sides of their backs, they got these big bald spots, and the other chickens pick at it, and then now a scab, and it bleeds, and then chickens taste blood, and then they go back, and it just it's getting nasty, man. I'm out there spraying medicine and rubbing triple antibiotic creams on it and shit, and I thought, man, I just want to raise chickens. This is harder than raising bees. But so I bought these chicken saddles, and that's the video that you see right now while I'm talking. So you can see me. There's the picture. First of all, there's the picture. So there's the picture of one of my, you can see it right there, right over here. Over here. There it is. So you can see that picture right there of one of the Australorps with her new back saddle. It's a chicken back saddle. You can buy them. Freaking things are $8. And then now you can see the video. There we go. So here I am, and putting a back saddle on a chicken. And if you would have ever told me at the age of 63 that I'd be on my hands and knees at 7 o'clock in the morning putting a damn saddle on the back of a freaking bird, I'd have said, you are crazy. Jerry Daniels will never be there, guarantee you. Well, look at here, how'd he do? So, and I've concluded that me trying to put this saddle on this bird was probably either equivalent to or easier than trying to put a damn rusted thumbtack off a wounded bobcat's ass. So anyway, all right. So I'm not going to do a long video today. I've got a hard stop. I hate that term. I've got to be somewhere. I got to do something else. And but I do want to get this video out and the podcast out, the YouTube video out, and get that out in a timely fashion. And again, I'm sorry about that. I will try to summarize in less than 10 minutes. I'm still really bothered or impacted, I guess is the word, by the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And I've watched and done a lot of reading, and I've watched more videos of Charlie Kirk now than I've ever watched. I watched a lot of them before, but I've seen a lot of them that I've never seen before. And I said last week I thought Charlie Kirk was a good and decent man, and I still believe that. And I even believe more so is that he was truly, truly a warrior and a soldier for Christ and the gospel. And that boy that shot Charlie and killed him, I believe that boy's demonic. I believe he's possessed. You can call it what you ever want to, but I'm just telling what I believe, and I don't give a damn what you think about what I believe. I don't care. But I believe that boy is demonic. I believe he was possessed. And I believe Satan is working in full-blown overtime. And I am really, 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 really shaken that our culture in America, our culture, has digressed to the point where a significant portion of the politicians, mainly those that are left-leaning, and these are all just characteristics we place. It doesn't matter. But they're all Democrats. They're all Democrats. Every one of them. I mean, you just do trend analysis. They're all Democrats. But the number of those people that are in public service, they're elected by the people, supposedly, but they're elected by the people to serve their constituents. And we have a number of people, and I could name them, but you know who they are, that are not sitting in the people's house to serve the good and the righteousness of America on behalf of their constituents. That they're not doing that. We have a number of people that are in the House that have these twisted, sick, perverted, demonic, satanic, whatever the words you want to call them. I can call them all those, and I mean it. But they're not up there serving what's good for the nation and to serve and to protect the Constitution of the United States. They're not. And those people run their mouths, and with the day's advancement of social media especially, but they have a responsibility of what they say. And what they say, does it influence people? It does. And I said the other day, it's like, feeding poison fruit to a bunch of damn lost dumbass animals. They'll eat it. And what happens if you feed gunpowder to a dog? Everybody knows what happens. Yeah, well, when you feed gunpowder to a dog, you got a rabid dog, period. And you're responsible because you know, if you feed gunpowder to a dog, you know what's going to happen. And that's what these people do. They call it gaslighting, flame spraying, you call it whatever you want to. And then we got the dadgum liberal media. I saw this morning they fired Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel is a worthless piece of crap. He's irrelevant. And you know what? I only seen snippets. I would not get... he ain't qualified to clean the chicken shit off the bottom of my shoes. So why would I watch him? He's not funny. Not to me. He's not entertaining. But he thinks he's he tries to build his own legacy. He tries to build his own relevance. And Charlie Kirk talked about that a lot of time. We got a problem in this world where a lot of folks, they think of me. That's what they say. It's all about me. And social media really, really, really advocates that. It's about me. And it's like, there's more satisfaction in serving your fellow man and being a good steward. And definitely preach the word of God and the gospel. Yeah. So I'm not going to talk long, but I'm just really, 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 I'm bothered. I'm bothered the fact that Charlie Kirk, and get this, we just learned yesterday by Mr. Grassley, because they declassified and showed these records, that both the Obama administration and the Biden administration, who weaponized the Department of Justice and the FBI and some other agencies, including the IRS, but we just learned yesterday, in particular with Joe Biden, is that the Biden administration, the Democrats administration, the Democrat-controlled, and all these liberals that were in the Department of Justice and the FBI, they were spying on conservatives by the hundreds, to include Charlie Kirk and the Turning Point USA. Catholicism, the Catholic churches, yep. Pro-life organizations, yeah, I forget how many search warrants and subpoenas and interviews and investigations. Could you imagine being a conservative and you just get called in a room and says, we need to talk to you? Why? Well, because you're a conservative. We're going to talk to you. So, you think they pulled anybody from Black Lives Matter or Antifa in and talked to them? Nope. That's where all the damn chaos and destruction comes from. Yes, sir. So anyway, they They shot Charlie. I say they, and a lot of people are saying that. That demented, perverted boy shot and killed Charlie Kirk because he had bad this and a bad that. So he was messed up in the head, and he had a bad heart. He had a bad spirit in him, man. And, you know, when they talk about the dark web, and for any, you know, I have a grandchild, and I can just only, me and my wife pray for her, and we pray for our children. And if there's anybody that listens to this that's hooked into that crap, you need to get out of it. And especially that gaming crap. Gaming crap is just nothing but the opening to a vacuum that sucks these people in. You know, so you figure that boy was 22 years old. He's 22 years old. So what was he doing during COVID? And before that, at some point, he was radicalized. And I do not believe, at that age, I don't believe he got that kind of radicalization on TV or and he didn't go to college long enough, or in a high school. I think that boy was radicalized on the frickin' dark web internet. And that's where he got radicalized. And they're looking at a lot of groups, and they pride themselves on that. And the fact that he moved out of his house, 22 years old, and all of a sudden something changes, and now, I say I feel sorry for him. I do feel sorry for him. But really, you're intimately involved, and you're in love with a little wimpy boy who wants to be a girl. Well, if you're involved with a little wimpy boy who wants to be a girl, looks like he couldn't fight he couldn't fight his way out of a wet paper bag. But if that's what you found to be intimate with, why don't you just get a girlfriend? But I guess if you got a girlfriend, she's not equipped with the same body parts as your little gay buddy, and you can't get your Johnnies off. So that's sick. It's sick. It's demented. It's sick. And I you know what? Who do I feel sorry for? I feel sorry for his mom and daddy and his grandparents, his relatives, because they're going to sit down and go, "Golly, Pete, man, what the hell happened?" I'm like, well, yeah, great question. What the hell happened? A little late to be asking that shit now, though, ain't it? All right, that's all I got, guys. Like I said, I'm not gonna go for a long one here, and I was going to talk about some other stuff, but I don't have time today. I hope my chicken sores get better. Not mine, but my chickens. I hope their sores get better with these little saddlebags. And I'll let you know. I'll let you know if the damn things work. Hell, I don't know. I'll try anything once. So I know that they're getting, when I let them out to free range, they're getting more difficult to manage because they now, it's like the borderline keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And now they're all over the damn place. So I can let them out for 45 minutes or an hour. I have to stay out there with them because I don't want a fox to get them. And if you free range your chickens, you just let them run around. They're prey. They're prey to fox. They're prey to cats. They're prey to dogs, and they're prey to hawks, and whatever else is going to damn get them. So raccoons, but raccoons are not nocturnal. They don't run around during the day eating, I guess. All right, that's all I got, folks. Hey, I thank y'all again for listening. I appreciate it, and I'm sure I'm sorry that I didn't come back quickly enough to get this one out. And that's it. Joe Sticka's doing well. He recovered fine. Y'all continue to pray for Mike Posey. I haven't talked to Mike in about a week now, but continue to pray for Mike Posey's recovery. And butterflies. I'm just sitting here looking out the back window over there. I love this time of year because all the butterflies are out, and they love our zinnias, or I guess that's what Laura calls them, the zinnias, the ones that I water. So, all right. Thank y'all. Have a blessed day. God bless this country. We know the end story. Those who are believers, we know what the end story is. So, Charlie Kirk, I thank you. You made the ultimate sacrifice, and you brought a lot of people to Christ, but your death has brought millions, especially young Americans, Charlie, your death, you're tragic as it is, but your death has brought millions of young adults in the world, not just in the United States, to Christ. And that, my friend, is very noble. So, all right, Mike Coker, it's got that time, man. You're going to be moving south here. Y'all be safe. God bless this country. Bicycle.